Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Thursday, community. You know what that means. We're going to have another Educational Thursday presentation. We are excited because today we're talking about access to college. When we talk about finances, the cost, the economic crisis that we are going through in this country, to hear about opportunities and ways that we can get our young people access to college is going to be a great show today. So we're excited about that. And both sides of the conversation, we will be putting out the information to the community for our both sides of the conversation scholarship. This year, we're going to bless 2 young people and help them get through whatever they need to get through and to start off their kickoff for college. So community, pay attention. We'll be sending out some information to you all shortly. Make sure you get out there and get that information to your young folks and get them signed up. As more and more folks right now are looking for help and support, just everything helps our young people who are trying to go to college. So with that being said, there's a number of things going around, happening in community. There's change happening, things going on. You know, this political season is heating up. And I just want everybody to know to stay calm out there, okay? We don't need no more political violence. Everybody has a voice, let people take it to the voter booth and make their decisions. But I mean, as these tensions are high, so many things are happening. There's so much division happening. And it's like right now as a community, when it comes to these politics and what's going on, we just got to be respectful, humble, and try our best to stay united on some fronts. We know if we divide, we will fall. There's a lot of pushback happening across this country. So definitely we want to make sure that we are at least, as Mark say, on code with each other. And let's try to uplift and celebrate each other in the community. I see more and more folks are just frustrated. Things are happening. A lot of these tactics that folks that are using that are distasteful on social media and personal attacks and just making, erroneous complaints and just a lot of stuff happening. That's not good. And we need to change that in our community. We need to rise to the level and respect people's decisions. And when things don't go the way we want them to go, we have to just accept it as adults. We are leading the community. Our young people are watching us. And when we can't come together as adults and do the right thing, what do you think our young people are seeing and they're following? And we have some work to do. So all of the elders in the community, adults, okay, get it together, pay attention. Let's take the lead and be responsible and learn how to conflict manage and deal with things so that it doesn't impact the entire community. With that being said, Sister Ayo is off tonight. She is not here. I think she's getting ready, Mark. She's not here tonight because she's getting ready for Sunday conversation. You all, this Sunday will be our men and women, Mars and Venus colliding. I don't know if it's a collision, Mark, but we're going to be talking about things as we continue to try to repair this love in our community. We have a crisis with love in our community. We're trying to find a way to stop the gender war, stop all the hate, find a way to celebrate and uplift each other so that we can bring Black and brown love back to our community. We need it so much. I think with all of the crisis that's going on in our community, I think a little love might change a few things, Mark. But with that being said, brother, the voice is here. What's going on with the voice? Talk to the people.
Man, Bishop, like you said, we're definitely bringing the love for sure because we all need it, especially for the community. And just like you said, whether we're talking about relationships or we're talking about politics, at the end of the day, we have to stop falling for the same snare, the same trap, the same setup. Look, any house divided cannot stand. So as a people, we need to understand there are forces that are actively, whether people believe in conspiracies or not, we all see whether it's finances or the fear mongering or just a flat out dishonesty that we see. We can't allow that to divide us because the real power is in the people. So I'm just encouraging the people, don't let the pressures of what's going on outside cause us to lose the momentum of unity, because we have to stay on code so that we can thrive as a people. So glad to be here. Definitely look forward. This is going to be some great information tonight. Of course, we got one of our pillars of the community coming on tonight, and we also have another special guest with him. So looking forward to tonight.
Well, you know how it goes, Mark. We never know what's going to happen. Each show brings out some phenomenal thing. Tonight, something phenomenal is going to come out. Some sauce is going to happen. Some parent out there, maybe you've been missing just a little bit of information. Maybe tonight you get that hidden gem. You get that secret sauce to help out our young people. Pay attention, community. You can also go back and watch at any time. To all of our folks, our first time viewers, I know we just hit LinkedIn today, so y'all are LinkedIn, both sides of the conversation, folks tuning in. Hey, use the comments if you want to ask any questions today. To all of our other folks that's watching on all of our social media handles, we thank you for following and supporting, uplift the work that we do. Continue to follow and support so that we can continue to make impact in our community. With that being said, Mark, I cannot start the show. I got to blow myself up. I almost forgot. I got to give a happy birthday to my guy, the brother, Mr. Impact himself. Happy birthday to our guy, Uncle Stank, James Spingola over there at Collective Impact. All of you who know Mr. Impact, y'all know he does an amazing job impacting our community, making sure that community is thriving, making sure that our community gets the opportunities. So we just want to thank him, not only for his community service, but today is his birthday, and we want to uplift him and say, happy birthday, Unc. Enjoy it. Have a blessed one. And
Happy
thank you for
birthday
all
to
you
you.
do, King. We appreciate you. All right. With that being said, Mark, I got to get through the news. There's a lot of bad news out there, Mark. I don't know. Today is one of those days. But we'll start off and get through some of the news. Maybe some of the folks out there been turning their TV off. Maybe there's so much going on with the presidential race. Folks are just tired of watching TV. But we'll give you a little bit of what's going on. You know the news. It ain't always great, but it is the news. In San Francisco, large amounts of sewage was dumped into a creek during the storms. Environmental group says during the heavy rains in San Francisco, sewage and stormwater overflow into the Mission Creek has caused environmental concerns. The environmental group SF Baykeepers plans to sue the city, alleging that the discharge exceeded permitted bacteria levels and lack of proper treatment. Very terrible. I hope that's not what happened. But we know San Francisco is a city. When you get this type of rainfall, major floods could happen. So I'm not sure if that was an accident or run over. I'm hoping they didn't purposely put more bacteria in our community. The environments is what's causing Black folks so much grief. Black and brown communities always getting hit. And when we talk about the mental health and some of the things that we're dealing with, our environment plays a big role in that. So I hope that's not what happened. Unfortunate to hear, but that group is holding whoever accountable for that. So we'll keep you all updated what's going on. San Francisco residents install lane barrier without city approval 2 years after teacher killed. Tragic news. But San Francisco residents installed their own lane barrier on Franklin Street near Sherman Elementary School in response to a traffic death in 2021. They used cones and painted line markers to close off street. The city promised to change the lanes after a teacher, Andrew Zimmerman, was killed, but yet have made those improvements. I know there's so much going on with city works, public works, DPW, with all of the financial cuts that are taking place. I just hope that's not the reason why it hasn't been done. But community, we can't just go out on a busy road and start painting our own do not drive and all of this stuff, okay? There's reasons, there's laws, and there's certain things that are there for special markings and things. Be patient so that at least they can be right and safe, because if you put up the wrong barrier, somebody can't turn, crash their car, it could cause another death. So please, community, be patient. Make sure that you are reaching out to your local supervisor. Continue to reach out to the Department of Public Works and send those emails. Keep pounding and say, hey, you guys promised this and it ain't done. But let's not take those type of safety measures in our own hands, because we don't always understand all of the code and policies and requirements when it comes to blocking off lanes or putting things up for divisions in lanes. Also, on the 4th year anniversary of COVID, the World Health Order is taking a look at the virus by numbers over the 4 years. The U.S. was seen to have 1.1 million deaths and more than 6 million hospitalized. Weekly hospitalization and deaths has increased significantly compared to the peak of the pandemic. Vaccination rates for the updated COVID-19 vaccine remains low, which is pretty sad to see. That folks still haven't taken the opportunity to protect themselves. I know some folks have their, like you said earlier, Mark, conspiracy theories and things of that nature. But again, this disease is still spreading. I know it's not talked about in the news like it was when it was rampant, but folks are still catching COVID. There's a huge flu going around and a number of other things. Community, continue to do your part. Healthy, safe spaces is always promoted, even with no mask. Keep safe distancing. Wash your hands. I'm serious, Mark, and I want to say this to the brothers out there, because I don't know what's going on. We all was raised a certain way, And I'm seeing more and more people going to the bathroom not washing their hands. It's very disgusting too, you know. So that's something we got to talk about, fellas. We got to do a better job. I'm just seeing a lot of folks using the bathroom. Not that I'm paying attention to people in the bathroom, but I just notice things. I'm just like, how you just use the restroom and walk out and don't wash your
Hey,
hands,
and
right?
Bishop, you're not by yourself, man. I done thought this self to myself a bunch. You be at the mall or at a restaurant and you washing your hands and you'll see somebody go in the bathroom and they walk
Right.
right behind you, never come to the sink. Brothers,
Oh,
please wash your
yeah.
hands.
I mean, that goes for the ladies too. I mean, I'm just saying it is terrible. You know, we have to practice better cleanliness and hygiene in our community. And, you know, these things are in place for a reason because they know if you wash your hands for so many seconds underwater and soap kills bacteria, doesn't pass germs. Come on, community. Let's do a better job. Let's lead by example. We wonder why the kids use the bathroom and run out. They see us do it, okay? Let's be better examples. Let's take the initiative. Be safe out there. Let's not pass germs and diseases on to people in the community. Sorry, I'm taking so long for the news, but I had to say that. Also, it's very tragic and sad. This is why I talk about adults. You know, we have to be careful what we do and what we demonstrate because our young people are watching. Okay, this news story is talking about six eighth graders in Southwest Massachusetts. They are all facing criminal charges for participating in hateful and raceful Snapchat groups that included threats, racial slurs, derogatory images, and mocking slavery. Auctioning two juveniles was reported to school authorities. This is terrible. Okay, we in 2024. These are eighth graders. And again, Mark, we learn these behaviors. These are learned behaviors. Someone in their house, someone around them close is promoting this mess. Adults, we got to do better. Our kids is watching, not just only on this, but all things we do. I seen a bunch of young people today. I'm driving by, it's middle school. They all smoking weed. I'm like, hey, what are y'all doing? But when they see a group of men or women standing on the corner doing the same thing, they're mocking what they see. Unfortunate, but this is what's happening in our community. We are in a crisis community, especially here in the Bay Area. The amount of crime, the amount of loss of money, wages, businesses, crimes are going up. We have to be careful out there. We have to also protect our elders and our young people. Today, Oakland put out a notice. The police department is not alerting the communities to be safe while driving in Oakland. Citywide, they have been having alarm increase of young men at red lights, at stop signs, jumping out of their cars, breaking windows, robbing people at the lights, and particularly they busting out the passenger side of the window if it's one person in the car or who they think might be one person in the car. But it's very scary, Mark, because if you're a single mom and you have your child in the back seat, you know, most times if you're a mother, you put the kid on the passenger back seat so you can reach over and give them the bottle, something if you're driving. And this is where these young fellas are targeting, you know, people. If it's one person they perceive in the
Where
car,
the
not knowing who.
OGs and the elders at, man?
Man, it's crazy out here. But I mean, it's terrible. And just be careful. All I want to say to all of the women out there, all of our elders, parents who are driving around with young babies in the backseat, be careful as folks are being more and more desperate for financial support. You know, some of these policies that went in place is going to impact community. The lack of resources impacts the services, you know, and we know mental health is one of the biggest things on the chopping blocks, education. So as we remove these opportunities for folks, the desperateness and what's going on in our community is going to increase. There have been more robberies at malls, fast food restaurants, in the parking lots. People, be careful out there. You know, I don't like to push fear on my community. We got to live. We still got to function. But I'm saying be mindful out there, especially if you're an elder. Pay attention, even though time is going up an hour. That's pretty good because a little bit more daylight. But try to get your gas, ladies, while the light is up early. Be safe and pay attention. Don't just be in the car listening to your music. Pay attention to the cars around you. If you see somebody looking suspicious, hey, it's better for you to run the red light in the middle of the intersection than sit there and potentially great bodily harm or something could happen to you. So again, it's very tragic to have to bring this news, but Mark is here to get through the events. It's some positive things happening in the community. Mark, change the spirit because that was a lot of bad news, brother.
Let us absolutely shift the spirit. We're going to go to some of the resources and some of the events going on there in the Bay Area community. So please bear with me. We do have a lot of events to get through. So let's get started. DCYF, Mayor's Bridge to Excellence Scholarship Application due date by tomorrow, March 15th. It's not too late to apply. See the link below for more details. And join Parents for Public Schools of San Francisco learning sessions. The topic is teacher retention. Learning sessions will be Monday, March 25th. RSVP at the link below. And also join Parents for Public Schools for San Francisco learning sessions, where the topic will be social emotional learning. And that learning session will be on Tuesday, March 19th. You can also RSVP at the link you see below. And also join the African American Parent Advisory Council for Camp Read a Lot, a literary fair. It's free for kids with free kits, books, and s'mores on March 21st from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at 1520 Oakdale Avenue. Dinner will be provided. Register at the link below. And attend a reception with Mayor London Breed on Thursday, March 28th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come out and support the re-election of San Francisco Mayor London Breed. Visit the link below for details on how you can contribute and support. And enroll in NAMI San Francisco's free 8-week course, Advocating for Your Black Child, from March 7th through May 2nd on Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. You can boost parenting skills and system navigation for Black youth. You must register, so see the link below. And announcing the Mr. Q 2024 College Scholarship in remembrance of a life well lived. Scholarships for high school and college students who are interested in public health or related fields. The deadline is March 31st. See details below on how to apply. And participate in Spotlight on the Arts by California Lawyers for the Arts for multidisciplinary arts training. Open for ages 14 to 17 of San Francisco, priority for low-income youth. Apply by April 1st. And River of Life Church is accepting signups for River of Code, the spring session 2024 on Mondays and Wednesdays from April 3rd. They are at 4:30 p.m. at the River of Life Church. You can learn computer skills, coding, building, and engineering. For more details, contact the number below. And join YCD Bridging the Gap and Bay Area Desperados for WAGA 19, the War Against Gun Activity 19-year anniversary, on April 13th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Bayview Opera House. All ages are welcome for live entertainment and food. And apply for Bayview Legacy Foundation scholarships and stipends are available. Apply from March 15th through April the 29th. Details are below at the link. And mark your calendar for Hip Hop TV's first annual Fashion and Art Gala 2024, honoring Chantel Herden on April 27th from 6 to 9 p.m. All proceeds will benefit Chantel's children. More details are to come. And gain financial aid with Zuchi USA scholars for high school grads and undergrads, selected on the basis of their financial need, academic achievement, and community involvement. If you want to apply, see the link below. And join the Neighborhood Emergency Response Team for full training from March 26th through May 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the San Francisco Fire Department's Division of Training. Get your tickets at Eventbrite. And attend Estate Planning 101 with Hera every second Thursday of the month from February 8th through June 13th from 12 to 2 p.m. at the Booker T. Washington Community Service Center. Registration is required. For more information, see the number below. And Opportunities for All offers career exploration and workforce development for San Francisco youth and young adults ages 13 to 24, living or studying in San Francisco. To get more information, visit the link below. And the 2024 Summer Opportunities Program and Camps for Kids K through 8. Over 160 options for learning, engagement, safety, and health. Ready for fall school? For more details, see the link below. And the Dreamkeeper Initiative announces Kids Summer Camp at Prince Hall Computer Learning Center for grades kindergarten through 8th. There is free admission. It starts on June 10th and goes through August 2nd. For more details, see the phone number below. And DCYF Youth Opportunities for ages 14 to 24. Explore the opportunities for Youth Portal for summer jobs, internships, and more in San Francisco. Again, for ages 14 to 17, watch for paid summer job openings as well, starting in March. And the SOA City is Mine Tech and Sports Camp, April 2nd through November 26th, will be held at various times and locations for ages 7 through 16. For more details, see the link below. And APRI is hiring a Community Innovation Lab site manager. For details on how to apply, see the link below. And Kids in the City presents Hair 101 Workshop, Saturdays 1 to 3 p.m. at the Chase Center for youth ages 7 to 17, where you'll learn about unique hair. Supplies will be provided. Registration information is below. And join SECC at the Hungry Cafe from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for co-working eatery and social space with delicious bites and local coffee at the Southeast Community Center. And SFOEWD and Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center offer business support services for small business entrepreneurs in Bayview and Fillmore. For more information, see the phone number and the link below. And Minding Our Black-Owned Business Initiative is presented by BWOPA Tile, honors Black women entrepreneurs. So nominate a favorite Black woman-owned business today. For more information on how to do so, see the link below. And Dreamkeeper Initiative's Senior Home Repair Program offers up to $50,000 forgivable loan to low to moderate income senior and or disabled homeowners in distressed San Francisco neighborhoods. For more information, see the link below. And the SF Human Rights Commission holds regular bi-monthly meetings on the second and fourth Thursday each month at 5 p.m. in San Francisco City Hall, room 416. You can attend in person or via Zoom. And Fathers to Founders child support clinics are every Tuesday and Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 232 6th Street there in San Francisco. You can get guidance on child support debt, license holds, custody and visitation rights. For more information, see the phone number below to make an appointment. And Dreamkeeper Initiative's Down Payment Assistance Loan Program is offering up to $500,000 for down payment assistance and up to $30,000 for closing costs. You can also be connected with housing counselors, lenders, and realtors. For more information, see the link below. And the Walters Wellness Group hosts Sip, Paint, and Center every first, third, and fifth Friday, where you can unwind and set the tone for your weekend. Get fueled by tea, creativity, and grounding. Hosted by Dr. Kathia Walters and her team. For more information, see the link below. And join Fathers to Founders for Fatherhood Reimagined therapy groups every Tuesday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Food is provided. For more information and to RSVP, see the phone number below. An APR host, youth workshops, job referrals, resume building, skills, internships, networking, and community service hours. To get more information, see the details below. And Fillmore's Friday Night Market, every Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. on O'Farrell Street between Fillmore and Steiner. There'll be live music, food, vendors, dominoes, prizes, and fun. Vendor booths are still available. For information, see the link below. And the ongoing vaccination site offers COVID 19 boosters and the monkeypox antiviral pill treatments. See times and locations below. And the community living room is offering free breakfast and grab and go lunch Monday through Friday at the City of Hope Cafe. For more information, see the details below. And the SF Office of Financial Empowerment offers free, confidential, one on one smart money coaching, financial guidance in English and Spanish, available to anyone living and working in San Francisco. For more information, see the phone number and the link below. And be a mentor in SFUSD's Mentoring for Success. Sign up to volunteer as an individual or group mentor district wide. Make an impact on your community. For more information, look at the link below. And would you like to promote your business, nonprofit, or community impact? Then sign up for our Hidden Gems show, or you can share your expertise on an educational Thursday or even be one of the panelists on a Sunday conversation. And also keep up with both sides of the conversation's latest shows and community outreach events. You can follow us on all social media platforms, and you can also subscribe to our newsletter at bsotc.org. And both sides of the conversation welcomes volunteers to join our mission to uplift and support the community. Make a positive impact. Become a volunteer today. Email us at hr@bsotc.org. And also, both sides of the conversation would like to invite you to support our podcast and community engagement. Please explore any of our donation links. Your generous contributions will greatly aid us in enhancing our programming. And also, we would like to take this time to acknowledge the Dreamkeeper Initiative and all its support of both sides of the conversation's programming and San Francisco's diverse Black communities. To learn more on what they do and how they help, see the link below. And also, get ready to tune in this upcoming Sunday conversation on March 17th when Venus and Mars collide. We're going to be unraveling the mysteries of desire. And also, next Tuesday on the 19th, tune in for our Hidden Gems. And I think that covers it, Bishop.
Oh man, wow. Hey, Mark, I think you need a glass of water out there. Community, thank you for being patient. I know getting through those news and announcements takes a little time, but we want to do our part as the organization we are to make sure that our community get the information and resources. We don't want people walking around them. I didn't know this was going on. I didn't know I could get my kids. Listen, parents, single parents. Okay, there's a lot of cuts happening, but here's some programs that can help your young people. They also get paid. Get them in these programs so they can learn tech, STEM, all of that great stuff. Fathers, all my fathers out there. You heard the men's group. We got some father therapy groups. We got some child support groups. Okay, they working with the child support department. They helping folks get their rears taken care of. They helping get their stuff in order, get their license back. It's a lot of things happening in community. We're just doing our part to make sure all this communication gets out to our community. Thank you all for being patient. I know it takes a little time, but we got to get this out to the community because we don't want people in our community to say, hey, how did this happen? And we don't know. For our elders who are still living in their house, they have caretakers. That $50,000 loan program, it's real. It's happening. I seen a house today getting painted, the roof's getting fixed. Come on, help our elders who still own their properties in the city. Make sure y'all sign up for these programs. A little bit of paperwork can help them out. We got to do a better job to get connected with these services. We can't say there's not resources. I've seen a lot of resources, Brother Mark, been putting out there. Find something that you need, whether it's for your family, kid. Maybe it's not that. Make sure you become a mentor. Give back in some kind of way. We need help. We need support. We need all of the brothers of the community to give back, all of the sisters, not just get your education and go up the corporate ladder and forget about the people they don't know, okay? I don't need you bragging about your sorority and your fraternity. I need you to give back to the people. Our people are suffering. We need support now. All right. with that being said, enough of us now. We are going to get to the very people that you all been wanting to see. We're going to bring them up and let them introduce themselves to you all, and then check out what they have to offer. Brother General Parker, I don't see him on the screen. I don't know if he stepped away for a second, but we got Sister Paula. Oh, they're going to Parker General. Y'all see him? Y'all know of the General. He's always in the chat. He's part of our conversations. He's been on here several times, and he's always giving back to the people. General Parker, welcome back to both sides of the conversation, King. Talk to the community. Tell them what you got going on tonight.
Hello, how's everybody doing? Well, tonight we want to talk to you about being able to go to college and have it paid for. And to do that, I want to introduce my partner, Miss Paula Dofat, who runs the HBCU Money Guide. She's coming to you from the East Coast. How you doing, Paula?
I am well and so grateful to be here. I give honor and glory to God Almighty because that's the only way I am here tonight. Amen. So
I didn't know you was on the East Coast. I'm sorry. I couldn't speak.
No. Listen, I'm about this time, and I'm great. I'm a guest. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're not going to somebody's house and they bring you over for dinner. You talking about what time? No. Yeah, I'm a guest. Okay, so I thank you so much.
Well, Paul, I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell how we got connected, and then tell them about your program, and then I'll take it from there and do my presentation.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Okay, so once again, I'm so grateful to be here. I was a college counselor for 20 years, and during that time, what I recognized is that our people were not getting the most out of their educations, and they were overpaying. I personally was $117,000 in student loan debt. You know, now on your side of the country, that's not a house. On my side of the country, that's a house. Okay. But regardless of what side of the country it is, that's a lot of money. All right. And I bless God that I did get public service loan forgiveness. But also throughout this time, I recognized that there were a lot of things that I was allowed to pick up and learn to make sure that students wouldn't have to be in that situation. We know that the student loan debt is out of control right now, $1.76 trillion. That's a lot of money. And Black students are impacted far more than white students. So bottom line is this. Let me wrap it up because I'm long-winded, social media, all that. So let me get to the point of the point. Here's the point, is that college is a business. They're in the business of educating you, but they're also in the business of getting as much money as they can. So we as consumers, the same way that we will bargain shop and try to figure out the best way to do things and make sure that it's comparable, we need to be in the business of getting as many discounts as we possibly can. So they sell us this dream that we need to be in college for 4 years. Not so. Lies. The point of college is that you will now come out and be able to be gainfully employed into a career. So the things that you're looking at, general education courses, and General is going to cover this with CLEP, is like you need to be able to get through those as quickly as possible. Sidebar, I want to drop just a couple of gems real quick. Can I do that? Is that all right? Let me drop a couple
take the floor. This is y'all show tonight. Okay. Whatever you need, go.
I appreciate it. So I'm going to drop a couple of gems right now. There's some programs that are happening. I focus on historically Black colleges and universities, and there are tons of scholarships out there. So I want to drop a couple of gems for you right now. First of all, with you being on the West Coast, and I know that this is a national show, so listen, there are 2 schools in Maryland, University of Maryland Eastern Shore and Coppin State University. What they have done is they have gone to the state and gotten permission that if students come from out of state and there is no HBCU in their town, they can have in-state tuition. So that is huge. We need to be looking at that. So those 2 schools, now I'm going to up the ante a little bit more. All right, now University of Maryland Eastern Shore, they also have a full ride scholarship that you only need a 2.8 to apply for. Come with it. Come on, y'all. Y'all, look, I'm speaking better than y'all responding. That's all I'm saying. I mean, y'all.
I hear you. I don't want to cut you off. This is good
better than y'all responding. We're gonna drop these jewels. So the thing is, also there are free residential summer programs that students can apply for. So if they want to follow me on social media, all that information is there at HBCU Money Guide on Instagram. But at this point, what I want everybody to recognize is that going into four-year college may not be the best thing for every person. Starting at community college, where it's less expensive, because English 101 and Psych 101 is English 101 and Psych 101, no matter where you take it, okay? And also what General is going to share is that you may not even have to take that. So I want you to look at what is the most cost-effective way for you to complete your education. And we've got to stop buying into this dream college aspect, because we cannot let our dream college become a financial nightmare for our families. So I'm going to leave it right there.
Oh no, community. Get ready, community. You get some game tonight. I told you was going to get some sauce tonight. You getting some sauce. Great stuff. I did want to ask you a question, because we know Joe Biden did sign a bill that was supposed to do some kind of loan forgiveness. Just wanted to ask you from your perspective, from what you heard, is the program happening? Is people being impacted? Or is it one of those things that some people are selectively getting access to those fundings?
No, absolutely not. I'm a recipient of that. So I'm here to say absolutely that is happening. And there's a woman called the Student Loan Doctor. You can find her on Instagram. She is well versed in this, but they are trying to get as many people as possible from, if they have been paying from 10 to 20 years already, when people are just dropping. I had two friends that contacted me last week and told me they got theirs forgiven. And so it's not anything that they're doing special. They're trying to make sure as many people prior to this election, because we don't know what will happen, but he's trying to wipe out as many student loan debts as he can before anything else happens. So it is absolutely real. And like I said, I am living proof that it is working.
Yeah, there we go, community. Hey, I don't know where y'all at. Y'all should be tuning in. This is what I'm saying. There's no football on. Oh, yeah, it is a basketball tournament going on, but hey, Miss Paula is here. Okay, she got some followers. She got some people that's listening. Some people that's being impacted. I hope tonight, community, you listen to this presentation, you check out the slides, ask your questions. Again, these are opportunities for our families to be impacted as we continue to try to build legacy. All right. So very important stuff. Pay attention. Share it with somebody. You'll be able to come back and watch this later. And again, thank you again, Ms. Paula, for being here. General, for giving us information. We always say here on this Educational Thursday, sometimes our community don't get this information for whatever reason. I mean, that was a gem you dropped in state. Here in California, we don't have any HBCUs. They're trying to bring an HBU satellite to San Francisco. We're not there yet. Hey, all you families, your kids graduate. Maybe you want to get them in Cal. Maybe you want to get them in Stanford. Maybe you want to get them in somewhere around here. UC Davis. I don't know. Use that. No HBCU, get the funding. See, but if you don't know to ask this is how they get over. This is the loophole. If you don't know, they're not going to just give it to you, community. We're giving you the sauce tonight on both sides of the conversation. You better come get some. Get your noodles ready. We're cooking up some spaghetti tonight. All right, Brother General Parker, it's on you. You let me know when you're ready. You want your slides up? We can get this party started, brother.
Well, hey, you know me. I'm all about a party. Let's get it started.
All right, I'm going to pull up your slides right now, King. Just let me know when you want to go to the next slide.
You know, I got started in this a couple of years ago because I'm a retired Boilermaker. In 2 weeks, I'll be 61 years old. I had got classified as disabled, so I had to retire on disability. And I just got tired of sitting around. Plus, being formerly incarcerated, you know, I think like a lot of the brothers out there, you know, or formerly incarcerated and systems impacted people, that, you know, it's over for me. I got a record, you know, might as well just sit up here and just wait till time, you know, just ebbs on out. But I just got tired of sitting around, and I ended up, people have been telling me for years I need to go back to school to be a lawyer, you know. I got in a program called P2P, and they were telling me about going ahead and filling out my FAFSA and doing all that stuff. So I did that, and I got approved for my FAFSA. And I went to a pre-law summit about 2 years ago in Washington, D.C., held by Evangeline Mitchell. And I found out the things that were needed to be able to go to school to become a lawyer. And the first thing you needed was to become, have a bachelor's degree. I said, well, I've done a lot of things in the community, so I get the letters of recommendation, but I'm too old. I can't be going to school for 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. How can I do this? And I asked people because I heard about CLEP, and I said, I would ask teachers, and a lot of teachers don't even know about it,
Mm.
You'd be surprised how many schools, universities, instructors, they're not even familiar with it or know that you can get credit for taking tests to get college credit. So I decided to do my own research. And when I did, I found out that there's CLEP exams you can take. You can get college credit for. There's certain schools you can go to. Some of them will give you credit for all the programs that they offer. Some of them give you credit for some of the programs that they offer, and some of them don't give you credit at all. Some of them give you extra credits, especially if you take the languages. They'll give you like 6 credit hours or even 8 credit hours. So I was looking into that, and then I was looking at the schools, and then I said, well, they say that you got to have 30 credit hours to transfer in, and I wanted to go to an HBCU because I had also went to for people of color conference out here at Pepperdine University after I left the pre-law summit. And what I found out from them was that if you come from an HBCU, they have a program through Caruso, him and his family, the one who ran for mayor here a couple of years ago in LA. If you come from an HBCU, you automatically qualify for 50% of your tuition paid for. Okay. Now, out of all those students who come from an HBCU, they'll take the top 10 based on merit, and you can get 100% full ride. They'll pay for everything. So, I'm really wanting to go to HBCU, but I couldn't find one through the CLEP website. So I did some more research. I said, well, how can that? Because CLEP, when you find out, and you might see in a couple of slides here, that it used to cost $90 for each exam you take. It's gone up to $93 now. So I'll correct that when we get to those slides. But I said, well, if I got to pass 10 to 20 of these classes, I said, that stuff is adding up. So I did some more research, and went online and said, well, how can I pay for CLEP exams? And then this organization called Modern States came up. So when I pulled that up, I found out that they will give you the resources to study, the resources to pre-test, and they'll even pay for your CLEP exams. Okay. And then when you take the exams, they will even send you a voucher to take the exam, and you got to go to a testing site. They'll even reimburse you for any monies you pay at the testing site. So once I found that out, and I went ahead and I enrolled in the class in SNHU. I started there, went there for 2 months, and then I transferred over to UMGC. But to make a long story short, I was able to go ahead and finish 4 years of college in 9 months. I started in January of last year, and I finished in October, and I graduated with my degree, my Bachelor's of Science degree, in December. So I'm going to tell you how to do that right now. So let's go ahead on and go to the next slide there, Bishop. And what is CLEP? CLEP is a program that's administered by the National College Board that allows you to take the test at an approved testing centers to gain college credit for previous experience or knowledge in a particular subject. But you also can take those tests remotely now. If you have a computer at home and you got a room that they can validate, that they can proctor to make sure that you don't have anything hiding in the room or different mirrors or windows and all that stuff. They make you use your camera to show the whole room. But you can take them at home. You only have to go through all that and wait for them to reimburse you. You don't even have to come out your pocket at all. So let's go on to the next slide. It saves you money because CLEP's exam costs $93 for each course, plus the cost of the testing centers, administration, testing fees. They normally cost anywhere from $20 to $75. So you don't have your own computer or someplace where you can go take the test for free. You can, however, receive a voucher for the cost of the exam and get reimbursed for the testing center fees. You can literally receive college credits if you do the work and pass these exams. What they'll do is they make you take a pre-test. And if you score at least 75%, they'll send you a voucher that'll pay for the cost of the CLEP exam. So let's go on to the next one. And this is, you go to the site, it shows you how to, once you set up your account, you go all the way through it. It's now $93 next. And it shows you the whole process right here on their site. If you want to take the human growth and development course, it's kind of like in the humanities. It'll show you what the total cost is. Let's go to the next slide. It said, and people who pass the CLEP exams receive credits that allow them to obtain their degrees months, sometimes years sooner than other students. Like I told you, I did it in less than a year. So CLEP students, and these are some of the research, is CLEP students shows that they outperform their peers in college, according to the College Board. CLEP students tend to have higher GPAs. CLEP students perform as well or better than their peers in subsequent courses, and CLEP students have higher transfer rates from a 2-year to a 4-year college. Next, you get your degree faster that way. And there's over 2,900 colleges nationwide that accept CLEP. There are over 2,000 testing centers who administer the test. And like I said, you can take these at home if you have your own computer with the webcam and the speakers, microphone, and all that. So, and CLEP is widely accepted. Now, who can CLEP? I'm telling you right now, anyone at any age can take CLEP exams. If you're in high school, if you're in middle school, if you as young as my great-grandchild, or if you as old as somebody like me, even high school students take CLEP and AP courses through the College Board, and they obtain college credits while still in high school, so they can graduate high school with college credits already. Next. These are some of the courses. Well, matter of fact, those are the courses. The courses in business and management, composition and literature, history and social sciences, science and the mathematics, and the world languages. And they show you right there on the right side. I'm not going to name all 34 of them, but if you go to their website, and I'll show you that in a minute, you can look them all up. Or you can go to Paula's HBCUmoneyguide.com, and she lays it all out there for you. Next. The scores on the CLEP exams range from a 20, which is the lowest score possible, to an 80, which is the highest score possible. To pass, all the exams require a score of 50 to pass and receive credit from the College Board. Now, each school has their own policy on how many credits they award per exam. These credit hours range from 3 credit hours to 12 credit hours. The languages like French, German, Spanish offer the highest credits from 4 credit hours up to 12. Some colleges accept all 34 course exams. Some accept most of the courses, while a few accept some. There are some schools who don't accept any CLEP at all. So you can do a school policy search on the College Board, and that's the link right there at clep.collegeboard.org, CLEP College Credit Policy Search. Most universities require 60 credit hours to transfer. Some of them only require 30. And that's about 20 classes you can take through CLEP, depending on your school CLEP policy. You can open a College Board account and learn what school you're interested in and the policy it has towards the CLEP at www.collegeboard.org. And then once you go on there, you search the exams. Next. And it'll tell you what their policy is. You do policy search. Next. You look up the school by name or the school code. Next. And to help you pay for this, there's an organization called Modern States Education Alliance at modernstates.org. Next. Modern States is a nonprofit organization dedicated to making high-quality college education free of cost and accessible to any person who seeks one. This is done by exam vouchers and test reimbursement. They hold class by video with certified instructors and also provide digital reading documents, textbooks, and resources to prepare you for each course's exam. I strongly suggest you take advantage of these and not just watch the videos, which the videos are pretty good because I learned a lot from them. At the end of each module, they will provide you with sample questions. And at the end of the entire course, they will provide you with a review of what you've gone over already and a sample test of approximately 90 questions similar to what you actually receive on the CLEP exam. And these questions will not be on the CLEP exam for the most part. Then you go back to the earn college credit, you register for the exam, you apply for the voucher. Next. Once you got to prove that you're a person and not a robot, and you submit for your voucher request. It usually take 1 to 3 days. It can take up to 10 days, but it never took me more than 2 days. So next. And if you answer 75% or better correctly on the sample test, you can then go to your dashboard on Modern States and click on voucher request. The request takes 1 to 3 days. Like I said earlier, once you receive your voucher code by email, you copy this number and go back to your College Board account and click register for an exam. You choose the exam that you want to take, and it will say $93. They will ask you which school you want your exam results forwarded to. Once you find the school you want to go to, you want to put the name of that school in there, because they'll send those results for free, but they'll only do it right then. If you do this afterwards, they're going to charge you $20 for each request. And you fill in all the pages with your information, and on the last page of the checkout, they ask for you to enter that voucher code. So you just paste that code right in there where they ask for the voucher code, where you copied it earlier, and you click on apply the voucher, and your total will now read 0. You submit your request, and they'll give you an exam ticket to take for your CLEP exam. And this is the process. You go to your shopping cart, go to checkout. While you're in your College Board account, you can go to your dashboard, and you can click on the testing exam sites, or you can Google find a CLEP testing center. These testing centers charge fees from $20 to $75 per exam. In my experience, contact one that's nearest to you to find out what the fees are and the times of day that they test. Some even test on Sundays. But like I said, if you have your own laptop, your own desktop computer, you can do it at home as long as you have a microphone and a webcam. So once you find a testing center, go to next. Once you receive your test score, and this usually comes like the next day or the next business day, I put it that way, after testing, unless you took an exam that requires an essay, that might take another week or two. You can submit a testing center reimbursement request. That's if you took it at the testing center. If you took it at home, you don't even have to worry about all that. And you'll get your money back from Modern States once you go to their account dashboard. Next. And here's the process for you back at Modern States, and you put in your voucher request. They say on there 8 to 10 weeks, but it never even took me a week to get my money back. So I don't know why they even do that. I guess maybe they expecting to get a big influx of people requesting money back now. I don't know. I hope so. Hope a lot of people take advantage of this. So this is the whole process right there. You fill that in. You tell the exam that you took. You tell if this your first or your second attempt. You're not affiliated with the other programs. Next. And that's it. You apply for the test. You've taken your test. You passed the test. You ask for your reimbursement. You got your money. And that's it. That is life in general. And I did that last year. And like I said, in 9 months, I was finished with my courses. I made the dean's list because I got A's and B's. And matter of fact, the president of the university at Maryland there, because I flew all the way back to Maryland from Orange County because I had never done this before, and wasn't nobody going to deny me of this. I'm going to walk across that stage, you know. I was happier than a runaway slave, so it wasn't nothing going to stop me from getting there. And he told me that once I got there to let his staff know, because he wanted to shake my hand because they never had nobody come through and do it that fast before. So if I can do it with my old crusty, rusty butt, and I know you can do it, and don't let nothing hold you back. They're even promoting me on the Modern States website now. With the headline, "It's never too late," telling all the world that I'm extremely old, you know, because even this old man, he's still doing it. They even flew me to Chicago back in November to give a speech about how I did this with College Board and was able to graduate, taking the exams and go through college in 9 months. They flew me to the McCormick Place, and I had to give a speech in front of 2,000 people that work for College Board, and so they'll know what the work that they're doing is not in vain, and this is why they do that. And I want 1,000 more people, 100,000 more people just like me, to go through, and you can do it. And I said, I didn't have the money, so I had to find a way to get this done. See, so you don't have any excuses. You ain't too old. You ain't too ugly, because if I can do it, you can do it. You ain't too poor, because I didn't have no money. I found a way. Paula and I have done the work, but I just wish I had found out when she contacted me, when she heard what I was doing. I'm like, wow, man, I wish I had met you before, because I so wanted to go to a HBCU. Oh, man. And you just seen my presentation there, but when you see her book, see now, women do things more organized, more better, more professional than us. You're gonna really appreciate the time and the quality of what she did. So I really go to her book and her website, HBCU Money Guide. If anybody got any questions, y'all saw my name and my email address and my phone number. You can call me. I don't care. I'll help you any kind of way I can. I've been doing it my whole life. So and the reason I've done this, because I've done things from, I was a delegate for Obama. I've helped him ever since he was a state senator for Illinois, all the way up to the U.S. senator, to running for president. I was one of the people chosen by Van Jones to the lobby to pass the First Step Act. I was there in Illinois working for fathers who didn't get a chance to see their children, so I lobbied to get this bill passed called the Stephen Watkins Act for visitation interference. And in all these venues, everywhere I went, I felt like I was an imposter, because people would make you feel like, nigga, you ain't went to school. Who you think you are, And now, not only have I gone to school, and I got little nieces and nephews who made me feel that way, And now I went to school and did it 4 times faster than they did, So how you like me now? So
Hey, you know what, General? Now, I don't know what's going on tonight. Don't be coming on my show getting soft on me. You talking all of this stuff, and then you come on here talking about the ladies is better. Let me see, I'm blowing up the spot on you, okay? I'm not letting you off the hook. We got a conversation this Sunday, man. Don't be coming here with the soft landing today, okay?
My bishop,
all the ladies up. We got
my bishop. Whatever do you mean?
I'm just giving you a hard time. See, some of y'all don't know the inside joke, but again, we got a great conversation coming up this Sunday. Mars and Venus collided. I don't know, it's going to be a great conversation. So we just getting ready for this weekend. But I do have some questions, because I think this information is very helpful. I hope community, one, appreciate, I know they do, and grateful to get this information that so many folks are navigating the education system. But I want to ask you, Ms. Paula, and the General, this goes to both of you all. You talked about, the college process, going through college, the time it takes to get a degree, and not only the cost, but just, all of the hurdles that a person has to go through. And then when we look at trades and we look at, other alternative skills, there's a conversation happening across this country right now. So many folks who have put themselves in debt, put the time in to go to college, are having trouble finding work in the areas that they went to school for. And even when they do find the work, the pay is so below. It's very frustrating. And then, on top of all of what's going on, we have the advancement of AI, robotics, automation. I mean, right now we have a big union striking in San Francisco, janitors who are going to be impacted by robotics and automation, because now they have robots that go in the bathrooms and clean in the bathrooms and put in new toilet paper rolls and new, paper towels and things of that nature. So, the advancement of technology is also going to impact the communities that we're talking about, who's trying to advance and go up. But I guess, from you all perspective, what does that look like? I mean, and how much is this impacting what you all see when it comes to this literacy and education advancement?
Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say this first and foremost. I personally do not believe that college is for everyone. And I say that from as a mom of 4 sons, 2 went to college and 2 did not. 2 of them went to, a trade school, a computer program, and everybody is doing well. So I don't think that college is for everyone. We need to recognize that. And we push students sometimes into college. And that's why we have so many students that are in debt and don't have degrees. That's unacceptable. Right. So in light of what you're saying, also, what we need to look at is that there are a lot of areas right now where people are aging out and we need more skilled workers. So we have to recognize that. So you can go to a community college and get certain certifications. So the areas that we're now looking at, construction, electrical, plumbing, all make good money. You get what I mean? But we need more people there. Pilots, they are looking for pilots like crazy right now. And so the thing is that when we're looking at students, when I was talking about these dream schools and these dreams, I'm sorry, I'm going to say what I need to say. People might get mad at me, but I'm about to just say what I need to say.
Oh, please do. This is both sides of the conversation. Right. We love to blow up the spot. We only want authentic people here. I don't want nobody sugarcoating. No, this is our platform. This is our community. I need to hear the rule. I need to hear the truth. I need to hear authentic. Tell me what's going on. I need my people to understand what's going on.
Okay, so listen, you have a student coming to you, your child, your niece, your nephew. I want to go to college. What you gonna major in? Psychology? Nope. What we doing with that? I'm majoring in sociology. To do what? You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying now we know that there are places for that. So right now, if you're telling me I want to major in psychology, also now tell me that you're going to use that, not because you want to be a psychologist. No, we're not doing that. But you're going to use that because if you can learn about how people think, then you can start writing prompts for AI. And that's at least, at minimum, $150K without a degree, if you can figure that out.
Yep.
Okay. So now how are we going to make sure that what they're majoring in, that they will be able to use it in the world that's unfolding? But I just want to go, we're not there anymore. And it's unfortunate, unfortunate. We're not at the place where we can just send our kids to school because they just want to be great on the campus, living with a different world, taking psychology and sociology. That's not acceptable anymore. What can we connect that to a job? Because right now, as you said, Bishop, there are people who are underemployed. So they have degrees and they are underemployed. So we're not just talking about bachelor degrees. We're talking about master's degrees. We're talking about people with PhDs that are making so little money. So we have got to also help them figure out what is the journey? Where are you trying to get to?
Wow.
And people get so excited about my kids going to college. Okay, well, you and your kid about to be in crazy debt, broke, and your kid is coming back home. So if you have plans for that room, look, this is not even a word. Unplan that plan because they're coming back.
Wow.
So we need to send them so they leave and don't come back unless I want them to come back.
Miss Paula, this is the Miss Paula I like. She set up alarm. Shots fired. We're blowing up the spot in here. That's what I'm talking about. I want it real because see, I don't believe in bringing false information to my community. I don't believe in this shiny prosperity story to my community. So I appreciate your passion. I appreciate your truth, your realness, because we need this conversation. So I gotta say this, General. Given what she just said, very powerful stuff. And again, it is Women's History Month. Look at the queen shining out, just showing up and glowing up, okay? Blowing up the spot for us. But listen, in our community, Black and brown community, it is almost shunned upon you if you don't go to college. It's like you disappointed the family. You wasn't a success builder. So what I'm saying is we need to change the narrative. How do we as a community, mothers, fathers, community leaders, how do we change the number? I mean, the number, look at me, the narrative on trade school and other opportunities. Because I think if we start to celebrate the folks who are plumbers, welders,
exactly.
HVAC, everybody need heat and air conditioning. I do heat and air conditioning. I'm going to tell you, I appreciate the trades. I got a lot of friends who went to school, like you said, PhD, master, they don't make close to what I make, right? So again, but how do we celebrate that to say, your value just as the value of somebody go to a college or HBU, because I think vocational trades is needed. I think other vocational opportunities, because when you think about vocational now, even with the AI, robotics and automation, that's a vocational, like learning how to break down code, learning how to assemble and disassemble control boards and things of that nature, right? It's all kind of tied to the computer science and programming. But how do we make that popular? How do we celebrate that as a community? Because I see this wage of war when it comes to wages in our community. I think this is tied to why we have so many issues with our Black love. When you talk about economics, we know we're the most despair community financially, the less of legacy leaving community. How do we uplift and celebrate that and change that narrative to make it cool? Because I keep saying things with influence that we see on social media is about all the negative stuff, but how do we make those type of, hey, you know what, my son's a plumber, he's charging $200 an hour, let's lift him up. Now, how do we get our ladies to appreciate that vocation just as well as a person with the degree? Because we hear it all the time. Oh, you go to day. Oh, well, what college you go to? Oh, I didn't go to college, I'm a plumber. Oh, okay, I think I need to talk to you. So we got to change this narrative, because I think it is an opportunity to transition our community from the traditional things of school. And you're right, systemically, what's going on in this country, removing some of the things that we need to advance in education are just not there. When we look locally and look at what's going on systemically, the racism in our curriculum, the racism and the hate that our young people have to deal with, we need to change this narrative and uplift and support those kids who may suffer from some of the things that they say we have: ADHD, ADD, all these different issues. But a lot of these young folks that I know that's in construction, because I'm a union man, I'm in there, I see some of these young folks who've been written off as ADHD, ADD, and they can't read. It's something about when you love something, no matter what they say you have, when you're passionate about something, you just make it happen. And I see so many phenomenal buildings being built. I see so many phenomenal things happen from people who are in those vocational trades. Now, I really just think we have to find a way to celebrate our vocational workers as well as our folks that are going to the elite colleges.
Well, that's kind of a long question there, so I have to break it down.
I kind of got into preaching.
I don't think you heard me when I started, when I was telling my story, but I'm a retired boiler maker. Okay. I'm a union boiler maker. I retired as a boiler maker. And I was being a boiler maker, a black boiler maker, especially out of my union, I was the first that came through there in 30 years. Okay. So they really wasn't expecting me to come through there, and they tried to do everything they could to get me out. So, but what I did was everything that they required, I learned how to do. So I didn't know how to weld when I got there, but I learned that. Okay. So they didn't have any excuses for not calling me out on the job. So that's the first thing I want to say. Second thing is that once I did this program, I was contacted by another lady. When I did this presentation, she took what I had learned and took it to her home state in Maine. And she works for the Vera Institute of Justice. And I told you I do criminal justice reform advocacy. So she called me and let me know that she went back to her state and took my presentation, and all seven, Maine's a smaller state, so all seven of their correctional facilities and the one juvenile facility made a deal to install CLEP testing centers in each one of their correctional facilities. And then we've expanded to like 4 or 5 states since then. And one of them is Alabama. Alabama has a program there right now where they do vocational training. And they were saying that, well, they didn't think that this program would help. But I had to speak to the president and let her know, said, what you're doing is great, because I'm a tradesman myself, okay? But I may not want to just stay there at the bottom. So if I get these college credits, if I get some business in or whatever it is, I can learn math. I can do all that stuff with STEM. And, I can, if I want to become an engineer or do what I want to do after that, this will help me out, because they can't say, well, we had somebody that had more education than you, because I got it too. See, So I'm not saying that this is the end all and be all, but I'm just saying if you keep striving for things like these, you eliminate the excuses they have to keep you out. Okay. Now, when you're talking about this narrative, about 15, 20 years ago, I was living in Illinois, and there was this school. They were trying to get rid of the black superintendent. She was the first black superintendent we had. She started changing and testing the grade scores of the little boys from the first to the third grade, and that's how they make the prison beds, okay, by how many black boys that don't read by grade level by the fourth grade. But she started lifting them scores, and they were trying to get rid of her. And one of the board members kept talking about, well, if you don't go to college this and you don't go to college that, well, that's where we got to stop that narrative right there. Because see, they try to instill that hopelessness in us, try to make us feel bad about not going to college. Okay. So ain't nothing wrong with going to college. Ain't nothing wrong with you if you don't go to college. Because when I was growing up, my granddaddy and my daddy was working at the time. He hadn't been to college, but he started going to college later. They all were able to go to work and take care of a family off that one salary. Okay. My mama was at home, my grandmother's was at home and all that. So not only did they stop us as black men, starting with black boys, from being able to get our education, okay, and then building prison cells for us when we don't read at grade level, they started helping, even Obama did this, to start opening the doors for black women to be able to go to school, okay, faster than we could. So that's setting that separation in between us. They want to tear up the black family and set this enmity between black men and black women, okay? So we got to realize what the game is. And when you know that the trap that they're setting, okay, we can't walk into it. See, and I don't fault black women for going to school. They gave me an opportunity, just like rich kids, If my daddy rich and make things easier for me, I'm going to take that opportunity because that's what was given to me by my birthright, okay? That's our black women birthright. So if they're going to give you that opportunity to go to school, you take everything that they give you, okay? But don't blame us, okay, as black men, because the deck's been stacked against us. So, but I'm a tradesman and I work with my hands. I've been doing this my whole life. Before I was a boiler maker, I used to be a carpenter's helper and everything else. I've worked I like working outside, okay? That's what I like to do. I hope they get a courtroom outside so I can be a good lawyer doing it outside. Don't just stop there is what I'm saying, because they're going to keep changing the game. So we got to keep staying educated. So I don't like staying at the bottom, because I don't like somebody else, especially when you don't look like me, telling me what to do, thinking that you're better than me. So I try to erase any kind of excuse that they have not to be able to send me out on jobs, not to be able to work. Okay. I don't want them telling me somebody got more education and more experience or anything else than I do. So that's why I take it upon myself to do whatever else I can do to help me to be able to erase those excuses for them not to be able to hire me.
Man, that's very dope. Brother Mark, I know you got some questions in there. Oh, Paula, did you want to say something? Go ahead.
Can I add something in there? I completely agree with General. I also want to say that if we begin to show our young people, male and female, because we don't want to put gender on this. There can be female plumbers, female,
exactly,
whatever it is. But if we begin to show them how other people have turned these not just into multi-million-dollar companies, but multi-billion-dollar companies, becoming developers thereafter, that you're building a huge construction company, then you're employing the people in your community. If we begin to see that, because right now I'm excited. I love, absolutely. If you want to go to college, you should go to college, and we should all have that as an option, as an opportunity.
There you go.
However, when I don't know what's going on with my pipes and this burst and there's water, I'm not thinking about nobody's college. I'm gonna need this plumber from my neighborhood to come up in here and make sure everything is right and tight. That's what I'm gonna need. So I'm just saying, if we also show them that for a long time, these are professions that you need to be proud of. These are professions that are recession proof. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what's going on. Something happened with this plumbing. You're going to find the money to make sure it gets done. because you're not going to live without the water. You're not going to live without the toilet if you can help it. You know, that electrical go down. Hey, I'm going to need you to come. It's recession proof, those things. In my opinion, I could be all the way wrong, but I don't think I am. So if we begin to show them that it's not menial work, that there's nothing wrong with working with your hands, and that you can also continue to go to college and become an architect or whatever else, an engineer, but all those things, those tools, put all those tools in your tool belt. So I would love to see that once again within our communities. Right now, when if I call a plumber an electrician, they don't look like me. Do you get what I'm saying? We're the ones pushing our kids out of those professions. They don't look like me and you. Not the ones that I call. When I call them, they coming in, they ain't looking like me.
That's real. Miss Paula, you blowing it up tonight. I love it. I knew the general was bringing me a fighter. I need some people to step and stand with me. Hey, I agree with you. I agree with you. One thing that I do have to push back on, I have to push back on this because I hear this a lot in our community. We have to stop saying, let's show them. I understand the thought process, but we have to show us, because we're the ones that's not seeing it. We need to see more Black men and women in these trades. We need to see it, not just show them that we could do it, because I know we could do it. Mm-hmm. Look at our lineage. Look at our ancestry. Look at all of the things that we have in our DNA. Look at things that we've built in this world that they still can't.
What I want to say, Bishop, is that just like you saying, show us, is that a lot of this stuff goes on, is that we don't control the message, the communication, okay? Because a lot of these programs are out there, you know. I had to look up on it when I was 35 years old before I became a Boilermaker. I was working a part-time job doing telemarketing, and there were these older women who would come in. They were doing it too to help put their kids through college, okay? And one of them asked me, you know, would I like to do construction work? And I said, hell yeah. So then she told me about it. See, they just don't let us know it's out there. And then once I had seen that about the Boilermaker, I said, hey, I did that when I was locked up, you know. So that's how I got in the Boilermaker. But see, they don't tell us, they don't put it out there. See, so it's up to people like you with your message here.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We are doing it. It takes little. It takes little steps.
It takes more than that too, because see, once I got in, and you know me, I'm all about my people. I went to my family. I said, hey man, I said, come on with me, man, and let's do this work, man. You know, I said, they said, oh man, I don't know. I said, I didn't know nothing either. I said, but listen, you better than me, because they gonna pay me apprentice wages. You can come in, okay, as somebody off the street, they call them boomers and stuff like that, you know, and you'll get a full journeyman's wage, okay? I said, you ain't got nothing but sit on a bucket. I said, these white guys bring their nephews, their daughters' boyfriends, and everything else to come make this extra money, you know, because they don't ever have enough workers, okay? They bring these guys in from the outside, and they really don't even do nothing. They just sit there because they know you don't know nothing. You're not getting me and everybody else killed. You just sit over there and do hole watch. You do fire watch or something like that, you know. But these guys are coming home with $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 checks a week and stuff like that, and they ain't did nothing all day. See, and I try to tell my people that, and they were so scared they didn't believe they could do it, you know. See, so we got to get that out of their mentality too. See, because
General, we're doing it. I gotta say, we gotta do it. We're not doing that.
We gotta do it better, man. We gotta do it better, because our people.
We had the first kickstarted. We kickstarting it. We got Miss Paula here. You know, she has 88,000 K followers. You know, we got about 30 on all of our platforms. I mean, we're doing it, small steps. But again, it takes the influence. You know, I was just telling Angelique today, you know, our influence is so, you know, motionful in our community right now. We got folks doing it, and that's good. We're not mad. We're like, okay, well, come on. Whatever it takes. I'm trying to wake my people up. I'm setting up for alarm. Wake up, community. We have some opportunities. Let's do it. If I can show the world, you can show the world. Maybe we can change the world. I don't know. I think with the voices of the people, it can happen. We can switch it into social media. If we could get more of our young people, more of our elders sharing these things on their platforms,
Bishop,
instead of all the negative stuff,
Bishop,
then we can move it forward.
Bishop. Now you quote scripture an awful lot. You know, there's one that says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So you got to change that man's mind, okay? You got to change the way he thinks about himself. because the way a lot of these kids grow up thinking about themselves. I hate doing this, but I used to do some tutoring and mentoring in the schools back there, that same school district I was telling you about. So they had me talking to the transitional kids, the kids about to get kicked out. Okay. And I had little girls and little boys. Little girl came to me. She said, well, my mama told me, don't even think like that, because this is the best it's going to get for me. Okay. I got to try to fight with that girl, go home to and hear from her mama every day. Her mama still instilling in her, this ain't for you. School ain't for you. Succeeding in life ain't for you. We down here in the ghetto, and it's as good as it's going to get, So I had to tell them, where I came from, and show them, who I am. I'm just like you. And sometimes that ain't even enough, So people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So it takes more than us just telling them, man, we got to be down there. And I know you do a lot, man, but you got to be there with them. These kids got to know that you really care before it's going to change their mindset, because you got to change their heart to change their mind.
Well, General, you've been here. My belief in leadership is about demonstrating what's possible. And you're doing that. I'm doing it. Mark doing it. Paula's doing it. We just have to show that this opportunity, and this is why I always call out the folks who climb the educational ladder, climb the corporate ladder, and don't come back and expose themselves, volunteer, or give back to the folks climbing the ladder.
Now that's
they don't get to see.
Well, can we have the honest conversation? And I've been quiet here.
Mark, like, jump fire, give me.
Well, first of all, let me just say, of course, General, man, my hats is always off to you, brother, because you're just a stand-up brother and a shining example of what happens when you're determined. Sister Paula, you are doing God's work. Again, as much as we know emotionally and spiritually, we need to be able to come together as a community. If we can't find the necessary resources to fund these different endeavors, because yes, we do need to make sure education is important, even if it's for a certain group of us. Mm-hmm. But I have a question about the funding, because again, we've talked about some of the trade programs. There are even alternative educational platforms online that are available where a lot of people can get marketable skills that they can convert into real ways to pay for their lifestyle and pay bills. But again, if it doesn't fit normally within the structure of what's established education, then there's usually not a lot of resources available. So people have to kind of find a way to get it on their own. But the overall conversation that Bishop mentioned about how we're changing the narrative, again, Bishop, let me just remind you, about 3 weeks ago, it was about 1,000 folks in a bowling alley celebrating because the work that you are spearheading with everybody else in the community is actually starting to shift the narrative. And think of all those young people you touch. You have the opportunity as an example for one, but then to point them to people like Paula, point them to people like General, to say, look, it's possible, we're doing it, but we do need to start implementing in our culture a plan. And again, our women in particular, and I'll just say this, sisters, a lot of what you see the young men gravitate towards and do is because they're trying to win your affection and your approval. So if our sisters would shift the narrative in the overall conversation, and instead of only wanting to go after the rappers and the ball players and only celebrating what they call quote unquote high value men, if they'll show respect to the garbage collector, show respect to the truck driver, show respect to the plumber and the electrician, and make that part of our consistent narrative, then a lot of young men will start applying themselves because they know, okay, now I'm eligible. So we have to own our part in the conversation as men and women, how we do that. But we also have to, as elders in the community, as people who are actually doing it, we have to continue to make sure we're reaching to the youngest group in our culture, because ages 0 through 7 are the most formative years in shaping our mindset and outlook on life. So we have to start putting these ideas and examples in front of our babies first.
Hey, Brother Mark, I got to blow up the spot right now, okay? It's not Sunday. You and the General keep taking us to this Mars versus Venus this conversation. Miss Paula's sitting there like, what?
It's all good. It's all good.
Shots fired. Shots fired over here. She's like, what's going on?
Like, it's all good. No,
No, but Miss Paula, if you could talk about some of the funding on some of the other things that are maybe not in traditional college formats.
yeah, I will do that. Actually, what I have to for all of you to recognize, I'm the mom of 4 sons, so I'm good with what you're saying. Okay, you're absolutely right. My sons and I talk about it. They all grown. They don't live with me, but we all talk about that. So listen, I'm going to break some things down real quick. Okay. So I don't want it to come off like I don't believe in college. I absolutely do. I got my bachelor's, my master's, that whole thing. So I believe that if whatever path you want to be on, we're going to show you how to do that. So whether that is going to trade, whether that's going to college, let's break some things down. So one, the CLEP situation. Everybody needs to take advantage of that. And so what General is saying is that there really isn't an age limit. Modern states want you to be at least 13 only because of some internet laws and things like that, regulations. So being 13 years old, but just thinking at 13, you can start doing this. Those scores are good for many, many years. So you will be fine. So this is what I would say. If I had to do it all over again, this is the game I would do. This is how I break it down. I would take anywhere from 15 to 60 credits in CLEP. Now, it depends on the school that you're going to. So I'm going to use Spelman Spelman will take up to 60 credits. Okay. So you can go in as a junior. I know people don't know that, but they do. All right. So if I was doing it all over again, I would take as many CLEP credits as possible. Parents, you need to do that. Like your students need to be doing that. That's on their own time at their own pace. Right. I would also check into community college because I'm not going to pay for something I don't need to. So if I didn't get all the CLEPs I needed, I would finish up at community college. Then there are transfer scholarships. One of my sons took advantage of that. He got a transfer scholarship to Alabama A&M University. He didn't pay to go to school. So he started off at community college. But let me tell you this, if that school is not going to give you scholarships, it doesn't matter what your GPA is, go to community college. My son graduated with a 3.9 GPA, but the SAT scores were not working for him. So he was not able to get the scholarships that he thought that he should have gotten. So he said, Mom, I'm not paying to go to school. And I told him, well, I ain't paying for you either. So he went to community college for 1 year, and then he got his transfer scholarship. That also works for students who need to academically reinvent themselves. So it's like maybe I didn't get the GPA that I know I could get because of whatever reason, that transition from middle school to high school. Some students don't do it well. So maybe your grades are not what they need to be, but you can do it. Go to community college, academically reinvent yourself, and you can still get that full ride. Also talked about the 2 schools. There's more than that, but just off the top of my head, the 2 Maryland schools that will allow you to have in-state tuition. Also, they have full ride scholarships. Let me drop something real quick on y'all. Check this out. There's a tiny little school in Mississippi. Hear me out, okay? Because I know when we start talking about southern states, people start getting a little antsy. But I'm going to need y'all to just hang in there with me, okay? So it's a tiny little school. It's called Tougaloo. Tougaloo College in Tougaloo,
I knew you were going to say it.
Right?
Yeah.
So they, on a good day, they got about 1,000 students from freshman to senior. But check this out. Most of the world will give respect to an Ivy League school. Can we agree upon that? For the most part, right? Mm-hmm. Brown University, can we agree? That is an Ivy League school. Since 1964, Brown University has had a partnership with Tougaloo. Nobody really knows about this. That partnership, they hold 3 seats in their medical school for Tougaloo students. And the Tougaloo students do not have to take the medical school entrance exam to get in.
Wow.
Why are we not talking about that? They doubled down, went back, and now they also have it for their Masters of Public Health. Tougaloo gives full ride scholarships. These are the types of things we need to be talking about, that this is possible for our students to do. The 4 HBCUs in Maryland, right? If a student attends any one of those 4 HBCUs, and we know now too, they can get in-state tuition, they have the opportunity to go to law school for free at the University of Baltimore. Why don't we know about this? So you have a free 4-year education. that you broke down to 2 years because you're about to do these CLEPs, because both Coppin State and University of Maryland Eastern Shore accept CLEP. So now you're down to like 2 years of college. Then you can go ahead and go into law school and do it for free. So there's all these different, what I call tuition hacks that you can use to get into school, get through school, and not pay. So we need to do that. So anyone who's interested
She's dropping gems, community.
Yep. So let me just say, I'm gonna let it go. Look, I talk a lot, so I got to drop these. So the reason that this is so important to me is because, one, like I said, I had so much debt. Two, is because if we can get our students to and through school with the least amount of debt or no debt at all, then they can begin to build personal and generational wealth, which
There
will
you go.
our communities. So for anyone who is interested in taking CLEP and they want to do it at an HBCU, you can go to my website, hbcumoneyguide.com. And then at the top, you'll see CLEP. Click on that, and the book is there. It is a digital download. You will get it immediately. All the information is there, and we have the conversion charts in there and everything about modern states that you need that General went over, but we give you step by step the same way he did, but it's laid out for you. So that's my plug for that. But we can do this for free.
Didn't I tell you the women do better than me?
No, it's a partnership. Look, I'm not gonna have Bishop getting on me again. Talking about, oh, it's not Sunday. Don't do that. I'm not here for that.
I mean, I just want to say that's great information. And I think tonight you all are showing that. You know, I'm always big about how do we bridge the gap in community? How do we get our elders to work with our young people, our adults in the community, working with our young people? And you all are doing that tonight. Too many times in our community, and this is the problem with our community, sometimes the folks with the knowledge, our elders, the adults, they die off with all this information and they don't pass the torch. They don't pass the information. And that's what we have to do to really build more legacy, more generational wealth in our community, within our culture. We have to do it this way. Other cultures are doing it. They don't let their elders die off with all that information. They prepare those young people so that they can transition out and we can keep the torch. Every time our elders pass away, they pass away with all the knowledge, all the network, and it takes us 20 years to catch up. And these other folks are still passing that information on to each other, just like they do with generational wealth. So we have to change that as a community. We are the show me people. You must show the people what's going on before they can believe you tonight. Community,
talking
you
like from Missouri now. Show me state. Show me. But I just want to say before we go, by me doing what I did, I saved over $32,000 in tuition fees that I would have had to pay. And that ain't even counting what I would have had to pay for books and everything else too. See, so those are some things to take into consideration. And I got my bachelor's of science, you know, so there's some things to think about. So I want to do this as least expensively as I could, you know, as cheap as I could, because I'm kind of cheap. Okay, I'm just gonna
General, don't be sad.
Going out on the first day with me and going to $300, $500. Hey, no. You know, matter of fact, Cheesecake Factory is too much for me. Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I'm tuning in.
Depending on what time I'm in, you better be getting used to White Castle, you know, or the dollar menu, you know, at a couple of others. Yeah.
General, you blowing up the spot tonight. I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. I'm going to just tell y'all. Tune in. I don't know. We might get kicked off the airwaves this weekend. The General is getting these ladies ready. I'm going to put rock protection over my car this week because I know when they see me in community, they're going to be throwing rocks at me. We're going to have a great conversation, though. Miss Paula, but what I want to do is get late. I know you're on a different time zone. First, I just got to say thank you for being the phenomenal queen being that you are. I understand what it takes to move the needle, and it's a lot. So to see you with your energy, coming here tonight, passion, I just love it. You get me excited. Now I've been tired. I've been up for 19 hours. Can't even sleep. You got me ready to jump out my chair and start doing jumping jacks. Run around. I can't sleep now. I feel like I got more things to bring to the community. But one of the things before I give you an opportunity to give any shots out to any of your family folks that's watching, because I don't want them to say, oh, you went on both sides of the conversation. You didn't say nothing about me. I was there when you didn't. No. Oh, you know, before we do that and give you some parting words, you know, I wanted to hit on one thing that you guys talked about with the taking the test to get into college. In
The
order,
SAT.
yeah, you got to score so high or you can't get that support. And I'm saying, like, how in our community, with all of the philanthropists, with all of the funders, with all of the city organizations, this is why I say reparations was so powerful to, like, these young people, can't get support if they don't get high enough. Like, how do we create something where it should be about, if you're consistent, your character, you show up to school, you show a pattern that you can complete something besides this test, so that they can still get the benefits and support. Like, how do we create something like that where we can have those dollars, no matter where they're ranking at, that they get that same opportunity just to be in college and to compete?
Okay, so first, one of the things we have to recognize, I'm glad you brought that up, is because this year the SAT just changed again. And so now what it is it's now what's called an adaptive test. So it's all electronic, and it's based on what answer you gave to the last question. So they just did a test run of it, and people are really unhappy, because they're like, there's going to be skewed. So we need to be ready for that, because the exam already was not, our school districts were not preparing our students for that exam to begin with, when we knew that those questions were standardized questions. Now it's adaptive. So I said all that to say this: we actually have to start doing some other things. Like, we have to put more emphasis on community college. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. We really do. That's the place where, one, our students don't need the exam. You get what I mean? Two, again, they can get that foundation before they enter the 4-year college. It's affordable. And then we're not in that boat again, and using CLEP. So until we can figure out, because right now they changed the game again, so we still have to learn the new rules. So rather than us scrambling to learn these new rules, we need to also learn how to use the other methods, the alternative methods that we have, that will still get us to the same goal. So that's that community college and CLEP exam.
Man, I'm excited that you said that. Hope community caught that. We also need to create weekend programming. I know in San Francisco they was trying to push off a Saturday school, but we got to find a way to get our nonprofits. And this is why I'm talking to all these people out here, all you sorority, fraternities. I got 5 degrees. How do you get back in the community and teach this to our community? Give our young people an opportunity. And that's why it takes us all. We all have to give back. We all have to figure out ways to continue to push our community forward. I know General said it earlier. Every time we go a certain way, they change the rules. But we are smart enough. We are enough, with the help of our communities, educated folks, these folks who are gluten about all their degrees. I need you to commit today to find some Black and brown babies and set up a program that you can teach them and bless them and give them an opportunity. Pass the torch. Elders. All my elders out there. I'm blowing up the spot. Let's
go. That's why I want to commend Sister Paula, because you heard her say she raised 4 boys. Okay. Do you know there's so many people out there will be satisfied with doing that? But no, she went past that. And she's doing what she's doing now, helping people like me, my kids, your kids, everybody else's kids out here to be able to do this thing. And we ain't saying everybody got to go to college, but what we are saying is, if you want to go to college, we got to wait for you to do it and get it paid for. Okay. So if you want that help, we got it here for you. But she reached back and see, and that's what I want to say. So many times people get what they want, and then they're out of it because they got mine. They say, screw you, get yours. But it's people like you and Mark and me and the rest of going, I'll be doing my part, because I know I put my foot in the asses of those ones that go, and then they shun their community after they get what they got. They come to me for help. They get help from all the different organizations. They get where they want to be, and then they just too good to reach back. So and I might be a little fat, but I don't go for that. Okay. And
now don't you be coming out here trying to do no rhymes on my show, business. You got a bishop. Hey, no, I appreciate you saying that. I think we do have to keep promoting that and pushing that. community. It's our job to reach back and uplift the next generation.
And that's
Again,
another reason why our kids believe the way they believe. They feel hopeless because those that went before them got them thinking that they ain't good enough. See, because they don't reach back. Okay, so we need to get those people that got from us, because ain't nobody got there on their own. I ain't got here on my own. Okay, there was always somebody there or some program or something that helped me to get to where I am today. And I always reach back and I look back and I help and I try to pull people along with me. I ain't trying to pull nobody up because I don't feel like I'm above nobody. I bring people along. I grab you by the hand and we pull each other. Okay, we're gonna do this together. I ain't trying to get there fast. I'm trying to get far. Okay, so I do it with you and all the rest of y'all. So.
Well, General, shots fired at those gatekeepers, the new gatekeepers. We're blowing up the spot on you gatekeepers. Don't get educated and then gatekeep on the people that's below you. We gonna keep blowing it up on y'all because we need a change. And
I'm glad you woke up, brother.
Don't get the knowledge and then become the new gatekeeper, the oppressor of our community.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Paula. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I also wanted to say that General has been a great example for me. He's the person that I know that he's making sure that your name is spoken when you're not in the room. And that is something that we also have to do as a community. We can't just go in and try to get mine. He's like, listen, I'm here, but these are the other people that need to be in this room. So I just really want to thank you for that, General. Appreciate you for that.
We're gonna go.
Mars and Venus is actually coming together tonight, community. I don't know. we got some work.
I told you I shared this on my other platform, the Urban Intellectuals, that's on Facebook. I told you we got over 1 million followers. Okay, so I know they don't show all your information to all of your people, but all the people that's on there gonna see this tonight, Paula. So you're gonna blow up some more, and then we're gonna start working with those people who are incarcerated. So we're gonna give those programs too. So yeah.
Good.
Well, Miss Paula, I know it's late. I want to give you an opportunity to give any shots out to any mentors or anybody you want to give a shout out to, and any parting words before we let you go tonight. Let you get your rest. You got a beautiful mind. I don't know how you going to sleep.
Man, I told you.
How are you going to sleep? How are you going to sleep with a beautiful mind? Because I know my mind. I can't even sleep. So I know you can't sleep at night.
So I just want to say, actually, I my shout out is to all of you, is to the host and to the person who invited me here, because without these platforms, even if we reach one person, 1,000 people, we're making strides. And so my shout out is to you who are continuing to do this, who are consistent with this information. We can't do it if you're not consistent. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for that. Now, after you said that, now I'm going to say, all my sponsors, all the people with some money, we need some help to keep the lights on. I'm just
Hey.
Thank you very much, Ms. Paula, for giving up your time, different time zone, giving back to our community. That's what it's all about, reaching back. And I know Mark talked about our bowling event. And even in that moment, I took a second to tell those young people, we here for you. There's somebody that can help and support you. Somebody's trying to give something back. So we appreciate you, Miss Paula, for coming on today on this Women's History Month. You are making history. You are the Harriet Tubman that is trying to feed the people that we need. We thank you, Queen.
Thank you. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Angelique, who got me all the way together right before the show. Thank you, Angelique. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. We're going to let you get out of here. Have a good night. Anything that we could do to help you, if you got a speaking engagement or you doing something you want to help get community, just send us over the flyers. We'll get it out on all our social media handles as we do for all folks in community. We'll get it on live here too. Make sure the community know we have people all over this country watching and following us. So again, thank you for being here. Keep being great. Keep being a blessing to the people. Keep fighting. We got to fight to the end.
Hey, thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, you have a good evening. Brother General, the Parker, I want to give you an opportunity to give your shots out. I'll uplift all the people that's been there to help support you, and any parting words you want to give to the community. I know we'll see you this Sunday. Conversation on Sunday.
That's another whole show there, man. I told you I'm an old man. That's my bedtime, man. I ain't got time to be doing all that. I get them shouts out another time, but but no, really, there's been people there for me, and they know it, and I've given them their shouts out. And but I gotta give a shout out to you, man. I really appreciate what you do. you know, and I'm doing my best to try to grow what you got over there, you know, because it's really needed, you know, and you do realize you starting to go nationwide and everything. So I need you and Mark to quit just giving the news about San Francisco. Okay. You need to start talking about everything and everybody now. So
hey, now Mark, Brother General, we always give the community opportunity. That's why we got a survey coming up at the end. We asked them to send this stuff up. We only can take what we get, brother. All right. All the people out there, you want to hear about your community, what's going on? You got to help submit some of that stuff. Go to info at BSOTC, send it over. We'll get it out, all your events. I always tell people, you reach out to us, we reach out to you, you get all your information. We're not holding back. Hey, the people in San Francisco, they tapping in. Oakland, where you at? Vallejo, LA, South Central, Bakersfield, where y'all at? Fresno, Stockton. I don't know. Reach out to us. We'll get your information out there. Don't be afraid. Come on in here so you can get slayed. Let's go.
All right then. But man, I sure appreciate you having me here. But one thing I got to say, you know, man, I love your energy. I'm glad you finally woke up. But even when you was tired, man, you talk so fast, and then Mark talks so slow. Y'all got to get a little happy medium in between there. You know, you got to slow it down. He got to speed.
Oh, shots fired! Look at the. Why you want to blow up the building?
And I don't need no money to get the lights on, but I do need y'all. If y'all can send me some money, because I need to buy a bulletproof vest, because I know they're gonna be
Hey, General, thank you for being here, brother. We appreciate you. Looking forward to seeing you this Sunday. And again, we'll talk, see what's up. I want to support any way I can. You know, I always, anything that you have, I always try to support and uplift, man. That's all I keep doing. I hope the people and community appreciate the work we do. Sometimes, General, it's hard, and that's why I appreciate brothers like you and Paula just uplifting the need of this. Sometimes our community don't understand. We grind, we try to do everything we can to support, uplift our Black and brown businesses and community folks. And sometimes I don't feel love. Sometimes, General, I don't feel appreciated. Sometimes I get a little, as I'm doing the right thing, I get to question myself sometimes. So to hear you tonight uplift me, even with no sleep, now I feel empowered. I feel the strength. The General has lifted me up. Where's my spinach at? I think I need a little spinach. Turn it Popeye. I don't know.
They say what don't come out in the war cycle finally comes out in the rinse. I asked you before we started what was wrong, see, but I got to it now. But I'm glad you feeling better now, you know. So
see, we need Io here. Where did Io go?
Man, you got much love, man. Everybody loves you, Bishop. Everybody loves you. So you definitely got some love coming from Orange County. You believe
man, I appreciate you, General. All my folks in LA and Southern California that watch and support us, like in different capacities. We thank you and support you. I see you on our social media, making comments in our group, posting stuff to keep the group going. Thank you, community. We appreciate y'all. We just try to cause a little dialogue, have a little conversation, laugh a little bit. I don't know. It's a little bit of everything there. Check us out, both sides of the conversation. Join our group. See what's going on. Have some fun. Talk with the people. Get to know some people. And that's what we're going to keep doing here, is trying to unite the community and bring unity to the people. With that being said, I know it's late. The General got to go. He's getting up here at 8.
Yeah, man. Not only that, man, y'all let my dinner get cold, man. I got to get ready for bed.
He gonna send me the dinner bill. All right, we gotta let you go. Hey, good brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tonight's presentation.
Anything I can do to help, man. You know, man, I love you guys, man.
I
keep building up my people, man.
I see you on Sunday, King.
All right, take care now.
All right, there you have it, community. The General. Ladies, get ready. He's going to blow up the spot this Sunday. Shots is going to be fired. I promise you. The alarm will be set. I don't know. Get ready for our Sunday conversation. It's going down. Hey, with that being said, we got to get out of here. It's late. There you go. Bishop going on and on. Look at community text me. Hurry up and get off the show. You're always talking. All right, Brother Mark, I know Io's not here to balance us out. You know, the General just told us what's wrong with us. We're missing Io, the queen of the platform, to balance us out. Io. Oh, this Sunday, she's going to straighten us out. That's what it is. She's waiting for Sunday to straighten us out. All right. With that being said, Brother Mark, you are the voice. Talk to the people. Give us a little feedback. What you thought about the presentation, where we need to go as a community, brother?
Well, I got to say, I love the presentation. Of course, General always brings the fire, great information, and a great perspective. The sister Paula, her insight, her connections, just the gems she dropped. Again, I got a feeling this particular broadcast will probably be shared and viewed more than most, and I think we'll see a real uptick in trend and viewership after this because the information was so good. But if I could just leave a word for the community from tonight, and in general, yeah, I'm gonna talk a little slow because I got to make sure my words are put together well for the people. Um, we do have to take ownership of our situation and what we understand. When it comes to the whole college narrative, and Sister Paula hit on this, a lot of us have been conditioned by the system that it's the way to go. It's the only way to have real success or to be respected or viewed as valuable in the society as if you achieved a degree. And while we all know it's the blue collar, it's the trades, it's the people who keep the nation running, even through the pandemic, when the hospitals were being threatened with being shut down, it was the sanitation workers, the people who were cleaning the hospitals that kept things moving. And somehow we've lost sight of what's real in our community. You know, we highlight the entertainers and the artists, and don't get me wrong, art and entertainment is critical. It's important for uplifting the soul and spirit. But when it comes down to practical stuff, we need more STEM. We need more young people going into trades. We need more young people going into banking, into construction, into farming. We need to have practical things that can sustain people in living more than pursuing just sustaining lifestyles, which leads me to the last group of people I want to address. Back in the early 1900s, W.E. Du Bois wrote a book called The Talented Tenth. And it was actually a term that was coined by a white philanthropist, where there was a certain part of what they considered to be the talented tenth of Negroes or Black people that they would elevate and put on pedestals and give degrees and positions and use them as a buffer to control the remaining 90%. And I just want to say again to all my astute, highly educated, highly successful, my Divine Nine Greek organization brothers and sisters, please do not look as your accomplishments by society standards as a reason to turn your back on your community and your culture. Do we have problems and issues? Absolutely. But we cannot afford to continually have a brain drain from our community and ever expect us to be able to grow up and be worthy to stand toe to toe with every other community in this world. So, wonderful show. I hope the information goes out and a lot of young people are inspired to know that there are ways to get college education resources without having to pay for it. We just got to make those moves. That's it, Bishop.
Hey, all I can say is that's why he is the Rev. That's why he is the voice of reason, the voice of calmness, the voice of understanding, the voice of reasoning. I don't know, but tonight the voice left you with something, community. With that being said, I'm blowing up the spot too on these Black elitists, these Black oppressors, these Black gatekeepers. We don't need you in our community. We blowing up the spot on you. Open up the gates. Give my people an opportunity. Don't just climb the education and corporate ladder and shut the doors on the people. Bless the people. I don't know, Mark. I just had to get that off because this Black elitism is taking down the community. This Black excellence sometimes can turn and be Black. I don't even want to go there. Community. It's been a great show tonight. I hope you grab some information. I hope you learned something tonight. I hope your narrative and your perspective have changed tonight. Every time we have these intentional educational Thursdays, something is there for you. I don't know what it is. You got to go back, find out what you need to pass on your legacy of information, because we're passing ours here to the community. So, community, it is time for the benediction before we get out here. This Sunday, I don't know. Let me stop. Let me get to the benediction. People are like, hey, Bishop, get off there. Hey, listen, community, tonight, community, you have been planted the best fruit that you could ever see planted. Tonight, you got information that sometimes our community just don't get. Tonight, Sister Paula and the general came prepared. They came with passion. They came with love. They came with energy. They came with information. Here at both sides of the conversation, we always say there's the 4-pack love. Or what are we talking about? Food, knowledge, information, and love. Tonight, I hope you felt that love. I hope tonight you felt that responsibility to give back, to uplift the community. Tonight, I hope you feel inspired and ready to do something great tomorrow. Touch somebody. You be the torch passer. You be the baton runner. You be the one to jump the hurdle so that the next person don't. It is all of us. It's going to take the whole entire community to work together to change the narrative. We can't do it alone. Continue to uplift the people. Continue to highlight the amazing things that are happening in community. That's what we will do here at both sides of the conversation. We are talking about passing on a legacy to our community. I don't know if it's vocational school. I don't know if you want to be a plumber. I don't know if you want to be an HVAC mechanic. I don't know if you want to be a pipe fitter, laying pipe all day. You can do that. It's an industry for it. All I can say, you could be a boilermaker. You could be a plumber. I don't know. There's an opportunity. Maybe you want to go to an HBU. Maybe you want to go to an Ivy League. I don't know. There's an opportunity. Tonight, someone came here in love, in compassion, with mercy, and begging you to take this information, do something with it. The General Parker. Yes, the Parker. He showed you, even at his age, even with the things that he went through and the obstacles, he still persevered and made it through. If the general could do it, you could do it. Community, let's find a way. Tonight, let's open our minds. Let's think about the things we heard tonight. Let's make sure that we are intentional planning for our young people to have a great opportunity. Let's pass a legacy of love, a legacy of education, a level of all of that. Tonight, we're uplifting it. That's what we're going to do here. To all of my janitors, to all of my educators, to all of my nurses, to all of the folks that are making a difference to impact community, all of the farmers, all of the mental health and wellness workers, all of the folks that are trying to find a way to uplift our community. We thank you tonight. No one goes unnoticed here at both sides of the conversation. Thank you, janitors, for cleaning up our restroom. Thank you, nurses, for taking care of our elders. Thank you, educators, for educating our youth. It's going to take us all. Thank you, farmers, for bringing healthy food into our community. I can go on and on, but I'm going to get out of here. I can go on and on. But tonight, be inspired. There's an opportunity coming. We're trying to bring HBU satellites here to San Francisco. Keep dreaming forward. Keep seeking knowledge. Keep believing. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Continue to push forward, community, and all things will change. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in tonight. This Sunday, I don't know, we're blowing up the spot on the ladies on Sunday. Get ready. We're having a great conversation when Mars and Venus collide. I mean, men and women, Mars and Venus. So that's already telling me, Mark, we out of our mind. We're not even here. We're on another planet. All right. We're going to bring the fellas and the ladies. We have a conversation as we continue to try to heal and bring back Black love in our community, brown love in our community, love in general back into this community. We don't want no gender wars. We don't want no, maybe we do. I don't know. We'll see this Sunday. I hope everybody is paying attention. It's going to be a great conversation. Hope to see you all there. Again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Be safe out there. Y'all heard the news earlier. There's a lot of things happening. Pay attention and be careful out there and be safe until Sunday. Have a great evening. Good night now. We'll see you all this Sunday for a great Sunday conversation. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.